Oh, no!
Oh.
There we go.
There we go. That was a massive
Is that going to mess up the
No,
cut-in?
I know what I'm doing.
It would mess me up.
It would mess you up. But
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
me,
and
so-
I'm
yeah.
me, and here we are.
And speaking of things that we normally
hold on,
do.
before you crack that. I got... Have you tried the grape yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Just making sure.
It's purple flavored. It
that-
tastes like purple.
It does taste like purple. I got my... This is me trying watermelon for the first time. I went to the grocery store this morning.
Okay.
Because one, needed milk. But two,
Yeah.
I was like, this is the day that I
Wait.
try
Milk from a cow?
milk from a cow.
You guys consume that here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what's really good is it's A2 milk.
Okay.
So that's where it's...
Acidophilus?
No, it's... so there's no lactose, but it actually tastes really good. Fairlife is the most popular brand, but it's high protein, low sugar.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
it's
but
just-
it is still cow's milk.
It's still
just
cow's
got
milk, just filtered.
process out the lactose,
Basically, yeah. But it tastes really good, and it doesn't...
which is a sugar.
It doesn't give you that phlegmy feeling.
Yeah, I don't like the
after.
phlegmy feeling.
So, yeah, and it's just better because high protein, low
Yeah, yeah,
sugar.
yeah,
So if you...
I mean, I mostly just use milk for like baking, cooking. I don't. It's not a big. Yeah, it's
first time-
like
first time trying
like the
watermelon.
dragonberry.
It doesn't taste of watermelon at all.
No, it's just a
Is there a secondary flavor in here?
ice. Yeah, of the two,
I
I,
just saw-
guess it's closer to.
Pouring watermelon chunks and then ice cubes into a blender, and it would not taste like this. This tastes like a childhood candy, a hard candy of some kind.
Yeah, but not watermelon flavored, which I've argued till I'm blue in the face sometimes that watermelon flavored candy is kind of just like punishment. Like, I don't think watermelon is a great artificial watermelon. It's not a great
right.
flavor, and natural watermelon is barely a flavor. It's just a red fiber that contains water. Like, it's not much of a flavor. But I have had one or two watermelon flavored things. From Maryland, we say watermelon. Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I've just given up on that sentence. The whole hog, just done.
It's over.
We're moving right along to something else.
Start and we stop. So, we're off of our filming schedule.
We are again off of our schedule.
You have been quite the busy little bee.
Yeah. The short version is I've rebuilt my deck.
Yeah.
The longer version is long.
It is long, but you should at least tell the people about the stain incident because I found it quite...
And I have B-roll for it, which is great. So I ordered the materials that were too large for my truck delivery. Because I had to redo some of the decking. I didn't rebuild the whole deck, but I had to rebuild some of it. And some of the planks were, I think, 14 or 16 feet long.
Okay.
So, I mean...
Longer than the bed of your truck.
It's a 6-bed truck. 10 feet. Like, that math don't math.
Right.
So, it's like, well, I'm going to put everything I can think of on the delivery order because it's the same price to deliver 20 items as it is to deliver 2.
Sure.
So I put the deck stain on there. I ordered slate gray.
Right. Not unlike the color of your shirt.
Almost identical, actually. I was wearing this today doing touch-up work because I was like, well, that way if I mess up and get anything on me, I don't have to change before coming over to film.
You'll be fine on camera.
The camera will treat this fine if there's stain on it. And there could be, because it's the same color.
I don't want to look at your body that long.
No, I don't. That would make everyone uncomfortable. So, I guess it was 2 days ago. We had played some Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I rushed because I was like, it's done raining. Finally, I can at least put down stain in a couple parts. And like I'm applying it, and it's a little darker than I remembered ordering. I'm like, okay, maybe I got a darker gray than I thought, and it's got kind of this bluish tint to it. I'm like, okay, well maybe this, like, as it dries, maybe it'll not be bluish.
Which is a normal thing. You paint something.
Yeah.
The wet color is very different than the dry color.
Yeah. So I had painted. I'd literally done half of the deck. And I was like, all right, well, now I'm going to run out to Home Depot to go get, I forget what like odds and ends that I needed for the next step. And I came back and it was dry. And the dry color, which you are now seeing, is not slate gray. It's called Black Sapphire, which I'm pretty sure
is a hip hop group,
or like the patented or trademark name of like Ravens Purple.
Yeah, you showed me the picture,
Like,
and it was...
I had the biggest Baltimore Ravens fan deck in the universe, for a guy who doesn't give a crap about football, and if he did, it would be Washington Redskins.
Right, but that guy presumably had yours.
Presumably,
and he's going to be painting his.
Yeah, it's like maybe it'll turn
his
dark.
Awesome Ravens deck.
So like, and of course the cans say like non-refundable, yada yada yada. So like because I made the order online, I called the online support, wasted my time, and they're like, it actually came from your local store, which is, as the crow flies, 2.5 miles from my house.
Sure.
Like, I don't know, it's a 10-minute drive at most.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, thank you for wasting my time. Like, I got to get off the phone with you now. Please stop talking. Let me get off the phone with you now. And then went over.
You actually said that?
Yeah, I said.
You looked. I looked into
the windows to her soul. And I said. You said it though, right? Something to that effect. I was getting very. I was not the best version of myself at that point.
No.
I had worked my butt off and gotten results I didn't want. And I'm like, well, now they're going to have to replace it. They're going to have to give me whatever I need to undo it. And they need to make this good because I just spent hours doing something needless.
Right.
Because of their mess up, not mine. So, long story short, the people at the local Home Depot were awesome, took care of it, got more than I needed to fix it. They started cracking jokes, quoting Spaceballs. Like, I don't know. Something in their eyes were just like, I know that guy.
All right.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just going to start quoting Spaceballs and see what happens. So, yeah, it worked out well.
Nice.
David at my local Home Depot.
Nice. Good job, David.
Yeah.
That's a winning strategy, I guess. If you weren't into it, they'd probably have shifted gears, but because you were just trying to ease the tension.
Yeah, yep. So I had my finest moment in that interaction was that he's like, oh, yeah, we've got a copy of Spaceballs in the break room. I was like, oh, Spaceballs in the break room. Yeah.
Well done. Even exhausted and frustrated and
then
angry.
I got home and put on more
I know,
coats.
because you were texting me and you're like so tired, and I figured you're going to bed, and then 30 minutes later, another text update. Like,
my deck looks amazing. I'm like at the 80 or 90% mark at this point. Like, it's all trim and railings. Like, the main screened-in portion is done except for trim. And then I have the railings. I just need to install them.
Gotcha. So the fine work, the finish work.
Yeah.
So it could take longer, but will be less manually intensive.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, the scary part. And I was joking with a buddy of mine who's got years of experience as a general contractor. The scary part was like all the posts holding up the roof of the screen-in porch had to be replaced. Yeah. So
in your before photos, you could see where the old posts had been and the new posts. All right. So clearly, you did it intelligently and replaced them.
Yes.
One at a time.
Yes. But like I was joking, I was like, you the professional would laugh at me with how many posts I put to brace removing one. And he was like, I don't know, man, it's still standing. I don't know if I'd laugh. I'm like, all right. I'll take it.
But this is what's funny about construction work that you wouldn't expect. So years ago, lived in the townhouse. Our sliding glass door had a leak that had gone down and rotted some of the side, basically where the joists rest.
I remember that because he had to, like, even the flashing and everything had to go.
Yeah, it all had to go. But it was so funny. So we had lots of help, of course, but what the guy had done to take when all the stuff was taken out was just knock a 2x4 up there. But there's like this bit, if you're standing on the deck, there's a hole. You see the main level and the basement.
Yep.
And a very, very large hole. Just 2x4, just right in there.
Yep.
No problem.
No problem for now.
For now, right.
For now, yeah.
But it's just amazing.
I'm reinforcing the header.
But this guy had been doing construction his entire life.
Yeah.
Knew what could
You'd be
do
surprised
the job.
what a temporary fix can do and, like, how above and beyond code is. Because code is, like, to cover not just the construction, but, like, okay, earthquakes, hurricanes. Like, you build something that more than just the weight of the house. But so
it's just amazing what things are capable of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to be with it. Then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
You mentioned Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're a little late to the party.
Here's the thing. We like to play Fortnite together because we're grown men.
Yeah. We actually started because of our children.
It's true. They're like, hey, play Fortnite with us.
Yeah, and then they outgrew it and we didn't.
Yeah, because it's just really fun. I guess it's marketed towards like 11-year-old boys.
Yeah.
But they update all the time. They listen to their community. If something is bad, they make changes as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And I mean, they lean into the goofier aspect of it, but overall, it's just a very fun game. Otherwise, you wouldn't play it. Mostly. There are frustrating moments. And then they'll make changes that are like, oh, finally they fixed that. And then they'll make another change like, why did they get rid of that?
They
that
also
was
have like a mental key that unlocks my wallet. That's really annoying.
They're really so it's free to play, but they make their money by buying items, and they're all like, cosmetic. They don't give you any advantage. But well, some do. There are certain. So they call them skins, and it's what your avatar looks like for the uninitiated. And some can be like solid colors, and then you can blend into backgrounds a little bit better, or hide a little bit better. Yeah. But for the most part, there's no real tactical advantage to having anything. But anyway, because it's fun, we keep playing. Yeah. And because we play, if I'm just like sitting around the house and want something on the TV when I'm not watching TV, I like to watch this one streamer, Bearded Blevins, and he's the older brother of Ninja, who most people might have heard of.
Yeah, most people. Ninja's pretty darn popular.
But I like Bearded. He's a good Christian guy, father, kids, homeschools. So just relate to him a lot more. He does talk sports a lot, which I'm not a huge sports fan, but it's just I like the energy. But also, an advantage to watching someone who does it for a living is learning little tips and tricks. Yeah. So as new items come out that you can use, it's like, oh, that's the right way to use it. So have him on in the background, and he keeps saying things like, just crunching the numbers.
Just crunching the numbers.
Well, back to it then. And then and I hear this, and I'm like, I think he's just being funny. Yeah. But then he's playing with another streamer. And they're like, oh, yeah, from Chit, I love that show. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, what is this Chit? But I don't look into it. But then finally, like a week ago, he had shown a clip from the show.
Oh, which clip did he show?
It was actually the very last episode.
Oh, okay.
So I started at the end. Okay. Which is, I guess, how you do it. But anyway, it's this comedian, Groundling. He does this web series. The average episode is like a minute and a half. Some are like 3, some are like 5, 20 seconds. Yeah. And it's kind of like, I was talking about with a coworker who's also watched it, and he's like, it's kind of like The Office meets The Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah, like, that's perfect.
Yeah. So what's really good, so it's like an Office Place comedy. Yeah. And the main guy, Chit, is just a very sincere weirdo. Yes. And
he is a Dwight Schrute, but a completely different thing. Like Dwight is the weirdo of The Office.
It's the closest comparison, but they're really nothing alike.
Nothing at all, except that they're
the weirdo.
Absolutely weird and not evil, not creepy.
And you kind of root for them.
You do, yeah.
So
especially on your second viewing of The Office, you're like, oh wait, that's the hero all along. Jim is kind of a monster.
Yes, Jim is the foil.
Yeah,
but I saw it. I was like, okay, this is really funny. I have to check this out. Started watching it, and then told you, I was like, you need to watch this, one, because it's funny, but two, look at how they're able to do essentially a sketch comedy with an iPhone and some lav mics. Yeah. So it's totally possible.
Totally possible with almost no budget, just good writing.
Yeah. So you watched it and you're like...
Then I passed where you were in it.
You watched the whole thing, and then I finished that. I think that same day I finished the rest of it later.
Yeah. Front to back, it's...
an hour and 20 minutes of content.
Yeah.
And then it's all compiled now into one...
You can get the one video, or watch 37 episodes if you want to do it episodic.
The downside to watching the one video is that anytime there's music playing, they have to mute everything and they put the dialogue as text so it can count for monetization. So you lose a little bit of it, but also it included some stuff that I didn't see on the first go through. Okay. Like him working out at the gym, listening to Lil Wayne, which I couldn't hear because it was muted, so they just had the text on the screen, which was
gotcha.
But neither here nor there. The Chit Show. Look it up.
It's awesome.
It's on YouTube. It became famous on TikTok. We do not TikTok. We are too old.
We're way too old. We're young enough for Fortnite, but too old for TikTok.
Yeah, figure that one out.
Yeah.
But that was a nice little burst of joy and entertainment in a very dark series of weeks.
Yeah. So we didn't actually script anything for today. No, it felt a little weird.
It did. We for one just didn't have the energy to invest our research brains into goofiness right now. You should be aware of world events. We've had 3 terrible tragedies happen from the last time that we filmed.
Yeah.
The one that really hit home, of course, was the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Yep.
And this is one of those things that all these things that happen are terrible. The poor young lady on the train, the kids at the school or the church or whatever it was, or I think it was like a Christian school.
There was
church.
Colorado. There was the school in Colorado. There was the other school in.
This is before the stabbing on the train. There were those two boys who were killed.
Was it a Catholic school or?
So it was like one of those school church. I don't know if it was a church service or a school session.
Yeah,
but it was at a church.
Right. Then there was also a school shooting the same day as the Charlie Kirk assassination, and then there was an ambush of 3 police officers, maybe an hour from here in York County. Like,
yeah, it's
been a dark couple of weeks, man.
It really has, and to take. It's one thing to passively enjoy something silly like Chit, but to then actively, like, I'm going to do this for content on YouTube. I'm going to watch something and try to think of silly things to say about it. It just, we weren't in the right headspace. I'm not as, I was never black pilled, as they say on the internet, but I was pretty low.
Yeah, deep crimson to purple pill.
Yeah, really, it was really tough because Charlie Kirk, he was not we were not his demographic.
No, I'd watched a lot of his videos because it encouraged me to see the youth getting engaged and having those kinds of conversations, and I admired his unashamed faith that he always brought everything back to Jesus.
Yep.
That politics was sort of downstream of faith for him. I mean, it was Breitbart who said it's downstream of culture, but for him it was downstream of faith. So yeah, he wanted people to be politically involved because he wanted them to, vote for their future, vote for their own happiness, their own joy, their own success. And as a believing Christian, believe that the shortest and best path to that was a believing faith in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And unashamed.
And would go and talk to people who both agreed and strongly disagreed and everything in between.
Screamed at him.
There were even people that were Christians that took that, not offense, but they didn't agree with his point on a particular subject.
Right. Well, I mean, there are. I still can't wrap my head around this. There are pro-choice Christians out there. I don't understand how you circle that square.
Yeah.
Like, God bless you. Read your Bible.
Yeah.
You can't.
Many such cases.
Yeah.
But so not being his target demographic, I never really followed him. His clips would come across my feed, 30 seconds.
Right.
Look at this really smart guy say something to shut down an argument that is a very silly argument.
Right.
And so I did admire him for that, but he was just never one of my guys.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think I've seen more Charlie Kirk content in the last week and a half. We're just a week past his assassination.
Maybe 10 days.
So
9 or 10 days, but yeah.
So seen so much and then realized, okay, one, brilliant.
Yeah.
Like actual genius, brilliant.
Yeah. Never went to college. And I mean, the ability to pull to mind historical facts, perfectly quote documents from the founding of our nation to the Old Testament, the New Testament, to commentaries written on both. Dude had. I mean, I started seeing everywhere that all these people were he's going to be president once he's old enough. He was only 31, so he had at least 4 years till he could run, but probably 8 till he would.
Right.
Very likely he would have been president in 2044, or at least the Republican nominee.
Sure, if that's what he wanted to do.
He could do whatever he could do whatever he wanted with his life.
Unlimited
and he chose to go out into the public square and politely debate ideas.
Yeah. There's been so much talk about we just need to have civil discourse,
which is exactly what he was doing for years,
and
they
assassinated
killed him for it.
Yeah, because they had no argument because he was right.
Yep.
So it was heartbreaking because if you're like the two of us, he's a moderate representation of a lot of the things that we believe.
He is not at all extreme. He is basically what the right has believed for as long as there's been a right wing in American politics. Yep. He believes
what Christians have believed
since for 2,000 years. He believes,
Acts, right?
And they killed him for believing and speaking about everything I believe.
Yeah,
you can clip some of the things he said out of context to make him look extreme or evil, but which they've been doing nonstop. Up to and beyond his death. Mm-hmm. But if you actually look at everything he's saying in context, nothing he's saying is extreme.
So I saw a great thing. A Pulitzer Prize winning journalist.
The one that made up the quote. Yeah.
Made up a quote, and I don't remember what it was, but it was something insulting towards women.
Yeah.
Specifically. And someone replied,
right. I will give you $10,000
yes,
if you find that quote.
Yeah. In context, no clipping.
Yep.
Saying precisely that.
Right.
Nothing.
Can't.
Because
you can't, because he didn't.
Yeah. There are nearly 5,000 hours of him talking.
Yeah.
And what's been remarkable to see is the people that maybe didn't know who he was, or just default didn't agree with him because that's what main culture says to do, is don't agree with him. Watching him and realizing, oh my gosh, this was just a normal guy. This was my dad. This was my brother. This was my son.
Right. And they've been demonizing him and regurgitating that demonization so much to make it like, well, it would be insane not to believe all these people. Right. Everyone's saying he's this monster.
Right. So
but it goes back to, if you remember during the lockdowns, did you ever see Zuby's list of 10 things he learned from the lockdowns? Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest lesson, shout out to Zuby Music, I think on X. The biggest one in that list was people would rather agree with everyone around them than be wrong, or than be ostracized. They would rather agree with a lie than be an outsider.
Yeah, and this is...
And I totally botched that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I read it years ago, but I know what you're talking about. And I saw something, and again, I can't recall facts the way Charlie Kirk could.
I mean, I'm fully convinced it was a spiritual gift.
It had to have been. But I remember seeing, it was like a psychological experiment about the subject is the only one who doesn't know what's going on. Everyone else in the room, they're all going to be doing this one thing that's weird.
Yeah.
But the one person who they're filming for the study starts doing the same thing to not, even though it's weird or wrong. And it was something silly.
Right.
But it was just human nature. You don't want to stand out.
Right.
You want to blend in.
It's dangerous to stand out.
It is. Freedom is dangerous.
Yeah.
But, and this is the push for safety and security in our society. How do you define what safety and security is? What freedoms are you giving up?
Yeah.
It's a tough call, especially when you're a parent, because you're like, I'm sorry, we're winding here.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we would get on our bikes. We would just be miles from home, out in the woods.
Our woods touched train tracks.
Train tracks. We'd be playing at a construction site that was just a big pit for years.
We were, unbeknownst to us, our neighborhood abutted a very dangerous gang-infested neighborhood.
It did.
I joke, like, we didn't grow up in the ghetto, we grew up ghetto adjacent, but we didn't know.
We had no concept of it. But just thinking, just gone for hours, no cell phones, no air tags, no way of finding where we were.
Right.
If the parents went out the front door and yelled for us,
right? Maybe we're in earshot, maybe not.
Sometimes we were, because I remember hearing the call to come home. But sometimes we were very far away and for hours at a time.
Right.
And I think back on that, and that's a society that doesn't exist anymore.
No, that's a high trust society.
So I guess I think now, and it's such a scarier place. The ability to stalk or perform reconnaissance or whatever, like the technology you would have needed back then to do it stealthily. It's here.
Yeah,
it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has one, and so as a parent, you think, you want society to be safe. You want your kids to be safe, but
at what cost?
There's always a sacrifice of some kind of freedom.
Yeah.
And we saw a lot of that during the lockdowns. A
Yeah.
whole lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a lot of the bad tendencies of people come out, a lot of the good tendencies, and they were
completely at odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing right now, too, with the assassination. And we saw some remarkable pure good, but we also saw some disgusting evil.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just the people that gleefully celebrated, and
this is no one is required to mourn for someone they don't know or don't like.
No.
But as a society, I argue you're required, if that makes you happy, if you think that's a good thing, if you think his blood flying across the stage is a good thing to be happy about,
right?
That
I'm fine with you leaving our society.
At the least, don't say anything.
Yeah.
Keep that evilness
just
to
keep
yourself.
that evil inside.
But at the worst, I believe you need to be excluded from polite society.
Yeah.
There is no place for people. It's evil. It is demonic. There are people who I disagree with politically, who I, A, do not want killed.
No.
B, would not celebrate if they were assassinated.
Right.
And C, don't want anything like that to happen in front of their family and then have their family mocked and threatened for mourning the loss of them.
It's insane.
It's disgusting.
It's pure evil. It's you know it exists.
Yeah.
You knew,
of course,
on an intellectually
level, you knew
that it existed and was around you.
Mm-hmm.
But the visceral experience of watching people do it, it's just like, how are we the same species?
Yeah.
How are we the same society? Where on earth did this come from? I mean, demons, but
right.
But like, I loved that people were circulating the clip of Trump reacting to Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing.
I didn't see that come across
because he was just like, "Oh, that's awful." Like he was like, interact like they were politically opposed, and he responded like, "Oh, how horrible!" Like,
but were they always? Because most of our administration is former Democrats.
Yeah,
right
most
now.
of it. Yeah,
because the left went so far left,
and
there was no place for
people
the
are waking up because the average left voter, the average Democrat voter, doesn't know how left their party is because of all the messaging in the media.
Right.
I think this has been.
It's been brewing for the last 15 years.
And Charlie's assassination and martyrdom has been kind of the wake-up call for a lot of people. Probably not going to be everybody, but a lot of people. Again, it's that I have to keep believing this, otherwise I have to question everything.
Right.
And questioning everything is terrifying.
It's hard, especially if you wrap your identity in the things that you believe. Now, it's one thing. It sounds hypocritical from us. We wrap our identities in our belief in Christ.
Right.
But to wrap your identity and belief in what taxes should be or what the border should be or what whether you believe in God and Jesus or not, I think the average person can understand and respect a person of faith wrapping their identity in the pillars of that faith.
Right.
Whatever it may be. But yeah, to put it on human beings or on political ideas or identities or whatever
it might be,
things that change constantly.
Right.
Already,
Well, I think a great example of that in a stupid frame, Star Wars. You and I built so much of our younger identity around being Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
And then Star Wars changed.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're like, okay, the prequels have happened. I guess we're still Star Wars fans. Mm-hmm. They kind of sucked, but I guess we're still big Star Wars fans. We still collect stuff. We still, and then the giant monster that is Disney bought it, and now I don't care about Star Wars at all.
What is Star Wars?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Red Letter Media has a great video about that. What is Star Wars?
What is Star Wars? And but to your point, being Star Wars kids meant one thing, then it meant this thing, now it means this thing, and I'm not on board for this. I was here for this.
Right. When we were kids and it was this, you were made fun of for liking...
You were.
Because it's a stupid, childish science fiction nerd thing.
Right.
And
you and I went deep into that world. We were like, that was back when being a nerd was not smiled upon.
Right.
And we got books and comics and toys. I mean, we were collecting toys up until recently.
Yeah.
Very recently.
I remember we got a bunch of the Force Awakens things thinking, okay, it's the next big thing.
Yeah.
Get the first run of everything in case it is worth money.
Yeah.
You know, I still have a bin. I'm looking at a bin right there with
maybe
stuff
one
in
day.
it. Yeah.
If not, you can use it to, you can burn it for fuel and the EMP takes out everything.
Toxic fuel, but
heat.
But that's a very good point. And the way things have changed so much and so quickly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things Charlie was addressing. I wanted to make this point before I forget it. When you were talking about how he never went to college, I saw a great quote, which was, Charlie Kirk didn't need college. College needed Charlie Kirk.
That's great. Yeah.
And it's because
they're indoctrination factories.
They are indoctrination factories. It presents one view.
Yes.
And anything that you say as, we'll just say, slightly left of center the whole way down the right spectrum is you are ostracized, you get bad grades.
It's not only that, you're evil.
Right.
You are, that's the thing. They have framed that this one microcosm of beliefs is the only, societal good, the only compassion, and if you're outside of that, you're just evil.
Yeah.
Which is why, and if it's evil, it's threatening to all of society around you. It's perfectly fine to assassinate an evil person.
It is. I heard another great quote for that one is, they don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then there's the meme with, the political grid.
Yeah.
And
right.
the very top
left authoritarian is good, and then everything else is Nazi.
Well, then it's like far right is right outside.
Right outside
still
of
in
that,
the upper left hand corner, and then everything else is
Nazi. Yeah,
and
I did see that
it's
one.
funny, but it's also very true and very sad. And this was Charlie Kirk's mission, was like, okay, you kids are here. You probably, so many people are what they call normies.
Yeah.
And I was a normie for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm still probably half normie, at least.
Probably.
I got grazed with a little bit of intellectualism, but I'm mostly normie.
Yeah.
And maybe just normies don't think about politics. Here where we live, growing up in this area, you're just default Democrat.
You
right?
have to be.
But you never think about it.
Right.
There's no need to think about it because it's just what's out there.
Right.
Even
it's just,
back
it's like being born an American. I'm an American.
Right.
I'm here. I'm a Democrat.
So Charlie, knowing this and knowing what mainstream culture was and what it would present on the surface is just it's whatever, but deep down there's some very dark and sinister stuff. And that's why he made it his mission to go out and talk to these kids.
Yeah.
And seeing like someone try to present an argument, just something that they have assumed their whole life is true because maybe it's what's on the news or just what is in TV shows or movies or what they hear their friends say without ever really thinking about it, and just watching there are endless clips of this where you can see the click.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And he knows what he's talking about. Now, maybe you find out what you're talking about and come back and present a better argument, and maybe you change his mind, maybe you don't. But so many times seeing that look in their face, like, oh, okay, I genuinely don't know what I'm saying.
Right. And if some percentage of those people have enough honest self-reflection,
and some do,
maybe it will improve. It may not get them over to Charlie's side of the argument, but at the least get them looking.
Sure. And that's really all that side has said that they've wanted this whole time.
Right.
Is like, let's just present our ideas and let the best ones rise to the top.
Right.
That's what Charlie was doing.
The problem is if your ideas are
right, but
they don't.
But if your ideas are just moderate conservative ideas, you get assassinated for it.
You do.
Because they didn't kill him just because he was speaking. They killed him because he was speaking and he was changing minds.
Yes. Right. He was effective.
Yeah.
Yeah. But much like our Savior, killing him is going to accomplish more good.
This is
somehow.
So we've talked about a lot of the bad stuff we've seen, but there's been some absolute beautiful things that have happened. So his organization, Turning Point USA, TPUSA, had 20,000 chapters, 16,000?
Between college and high school, it was just around 20, I think, maybe in the high teens.
As we are filming today, it's over 60,000 requests.
Requests, yeah. I saw 62 was the number I saw.
To start new chapters. Yeah. You see people who were just the default Democrats that so many people we grew up with were.
Yep.
Saying, oh, I can't be part of this anymore.
Yeah. Because
we've seen it for a while. My awakening, I guess you could say, was I don't know if we can keep it on or not, but this was like 2006, and it was a conservative speaker, and called out that someone. And when I say left, I'm meaning like leftist, not your normal liberal.
Right.
I'm talking
like the
hard left, which is inching taking over more and more of what used to be considered liberalism, had said something racist towards a white person. And the person happened to be white, and they're like, actually, that's racist. And someone had said, actually, she can't be racist because she's black. And that was my awakening.
Right. Because, like, you just redefined a word.
It wasn't even just that. It was like, my whole life, racism has been thinking that your attributes somehow make you better than somebody else.
Right.
And their attributes.
That was the agreed upon definition up through the year 2000.
Or hating them because, or thinking they're somehow less than.
Right.
But just seeing that and then watching terms like racism be redefined, and that it can only go from white people to people of color.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's not at all true. If you say something racist, it is racist.
Right.
And then thinking, am I going crazy? Do I live in a mad world? Does everyone just go along and think this thing that's blatantly untrue to suddenly be true? And this was, now we're talking 20 some years ago
at this point,
and it's only gotten, and then we've found things from like Kids in the Hall in the 90s where they're saying stuff as a joke that is now said as serious today.
Yeah. No,
so now we're talking
it was like
30
prophetic.
years.
Yeah.
30 years.
Right. And also Kids in the Hall, which is made up of Canadian liberals, including a homosexual, could not air today.
No.
Because of how extremely right-wing it would have been.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Insane.
They normalized homosexuality on television.
At least for us.
For our generation,
For us. There were other shows that were doing it, but...
Yeah.
I know, Roseanne had the first lesbian kiss
Roseanne
or
had,
something.
and then, Will and Grace, was
Will
it?
and Grace.
Yeah.
That was a little later. That was like late 90s.
Yeah, but these guys
we didn't watch stuff like that.
Right, this was the punk rock of comedy,
Yes.
and they were very left-wing for the 90s.
They were, but if you go back and watch it now, it's hilarious.
It's hilarious,
because
yeah.
humor. The thing about humor is there has to be an element of truth to it.
Yeah.
And
Right, it doesn't land if it's not true. That's when you get applause humor instead of laughter humor.
Right. So there has to be a little bit of a sting, a little bit of a bite, but it's never from a place of hatred.
No.
And they were experts in that. And
Yeah.
and comedy was for a long time. And what's the last good comedy you saw, Dave? Like, I'm talking mainstream film in the theaters comedy.
File not found.
Right. I mean, I'm trying to think. Was it Talladega Nights? Was it like early 2010s? Step Brothers?
I didn't see either one of those in the theater because that was like Will Ferrell had already started to dip a little bit in quality.
Yeah. Anchorman peaked.
Anchorman, he peaked. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like fall out of my seat funny. Like, what's the last like die laughing in a theater?
Yeah.
I still have a great sense of humor. I still crack up at stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't change.
No. I still have a very strong sense of self-deprecation.
Oh, yeah.
I use it at work often.
Yeah.
And, so I don't know. The point is, if so much stuff that is objectively silly
Yeah.
now has to be treated as super-duper serious,
Yeah.
you can't joke about it.
Actually, to your question, it may have been the South Park movie. That may have been the last
That was like
funny theater movie. That or Team America, because I think they were
around the same time.
Early 2000s.
Early 2010s.
Was that 2010s?
I think
it might have been.
Right, we'll just say right around the 2010 era was probably
the last.
A couple years before, a couple years after.
And I'm sure there were some independent ones that slid through that I either don't remember or didn't see in the theater or whatever. Sure. But yeah, it's.
I have yet to see Happy Gilmore 2. I don't give Netflix money.
Please don't watch that movie.
Okay.
There are. It's over 90 minutes long. There are 4 good minutes.
Okay. I heard from online folks that it was completely stupid, but it was brain off, and they just.
It was definitely brain off.
So, but these are the types of guys that have to review everything in modern culture and how terrible it is. So, I think for them, it's a welcome relief.
It may have been a break in the diet. Yeah.
We don't have to do that. We don't have to watch The Rings of Power or The Wheel of Time or The Witcher or whatever else is out there now. Alien Earth.
Oh my gosh! I watched the first episode of that.
Hey, everyone! Remember that stuff that you love? We're gonna exhume it from its grave.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it dance around for money, and
look at the marionette of your favorite thing.
Let it die. Just let it die. But back to the good.
Yeah.
We've been rambling. The good since Charlie Kirk's assassination. So we have the new TPUSA things. We have people waking up. I saw lots of videos of like what I said before. I can't be a part of this anymore.
Right. A lot of people going to church for the first time, or the first time in a long time. Getting a Bible for the first time, or the first time in a long time.
I saw an amazing video. It was the weekend after he was assassinated. It was like 150 people getting baptized. It was at a mega church. They had like this big pool out front or something. But still,
commitment.
Yes.
Like literally the turning point. Like that. I love. It's the name of the organization. Like
it's. To me, it was not ironic. It was prophetic.
It was prophetic. Absolutely.
That it was named Turning Point.
Like the hand of God was in all of this. It's still horrible.
It is, and I heard. So, do you follow the redheaded libertarian on X?
Yes.
Yeah. So, don't agree with everything she says, but she's smart and funny.
Yeah.
So, cool. But she had said something that I thought was pretty poignant, and I don't know if it was her quote or she was quoting somebody else, but it was the reason that you feel this so much more than any of the other bad things that have happened in the last 20 years is because Charlie Kirk was anointed.
Yeah. Right, the anointed of the Lord. It's like David wouldn't lift a finger to harm Saul because Saul was the anointed of the Lord.
Yeah.
He was mortified to even cut a piece of his robe off while he was sleeping, just to show like how close he was and what he could have done. Like even that was because even though David was anointed to replace Saul, Saul still had the anointing. Even though he was crazy and throwing spears at David, David still wouldn't touch the anointed of the Lord.
Yeah. So there was a spiritual heaviness behind his death, and it's heavy if you lose a close person in your life, family member, close friend.
I've never legitimately felt deeply, except that's silly, like Farley, Hartman, like some of the comedians of our youth, like those deaths had an impact. Nothing like this.
No, and the closest we have is losing our last grandparent, our grandmother, Anna. But it was also, she was older, she was in her late 80s.
Yeah.
Right? And she had lived a full life, and her health was already on the decline, so you kind of knew it was coming.
Right.
It hurt because this is like a close person. We grew up with her, living with us.
Yeah.
So she was very close with us, and we with her. And it hurt, but it was a different kind of hurt. There wasn't a heaviness to it like there is with losing a stranger to me.
Yeah, absolute
Charlie
stranger,
Kirk.
never met, never made eye contact, was never in the same place at the same time. Like,
yeah.
But
But going back, seeing so much of the things posted from him, there was a great clip that was making the rounds. It was his wife Erica would film them as they're just day to day on their travels, whatever. Hey Charlie, what's your word of wisdom for today? And it was like a compilation of like 30 of them.
Oh,
some of them pretty deep,
Yeah.
some of them lighthearted and goofy, and everything in between.
Yeah.
But you just see like, and always like in a different place. This guy was always on the move, always doing something, always furthering the cause.
Yeah.
And but even you could tell when he was tired, had been traveling, ear to ear smile, just always filled with joy.
Yeah.
And just seeing like, this was just the best version of us, of people.
Yeah.
And whether you agree with him or not, if you're just a normal person and see these things, you see, man, he loved his wife, he loved his kids, he loved what he was doing, he loved the Lord.
Yep.
Whether you agree with that or not, you can at least see the genuine love of everything that he was doing.
Right.
And he was doing it 100% of the time.
Yeah. And this sort of brings it to a point I was ruminating over on my way here. So it's for those who have seen the Jordan Peterson clean your room kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's actually a biblical concept. It's a Greek word called metron, which is your sphere of influence.
Okay.
The things within your control. Charlie had a huge one.
Yeah.
And at times like this, when you've experienced something like that, one of the best things that you can do is be active and positive in your metron. It's partly why I'm redoing my deck. Like, that's property that I own that, like, I can trace the path of all the things that have happened in my life where God's blessed me, that I was able to buy that house. Like, I shouldn't let it go to crap. It's in my metron.
Yeah.
Like, so it's this, there's a spiritual, there's Bible verses that back all of it up. I don't have notes, so I can't go there, but there's stuff in the Gospels, there's stuff in the epistles. Just that if you handle what's yours, what you're the steward of in a good manner, you receive more. Like, and that's when you look at the impact Charlie had. Charlie obviously was a good steward of everything he had because his reach continued to grow and continued to grow and continued to grow. And it's the whole, he who is trustworthy with a little will be trustworthy with much. So I guess if I'm going to get on the soapbox, the pulpit, whatever, for a moment, it's whatever is in your metron, whatever you have influence over, whatever, steward it well.
Yes.
Don't put off till tomorrow what could be done today. I mean, these are just old axiomatic phrases that we've all heard all the time, especially in America. But there's value in it. There's value in, like, I hurt from head to toe from the work that I've been doing on my deck.
I hurt just thinking about it.
But there's so much value in not just in having the blessing of a nice usable deck again, but like the sense of accomplishment, the awe that my son has that I was able to do all this by myself. I'm like, okay, I'm showing my son, like how to take care of what's yours, what you're capable of. Like, I'm 2 weeks ago, I'm just sitting on the sofa eating chips and watching TV, but now I'm rebuilding a whole deck, which he didn't know I could do.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's tend your garden, make your bed, whatever it looks like for you. Like, steward what you have, steward it well, and be joyful about it.
Yes, absolutely. You raised 3 things in my head. Let's see if I can remember them all, or if I'll just sidewind through. First thing I'll say is, so we were getting ready to lock in and play a couple of rounds of Fortnite.
Yeah.
Get a text from you saying, I think I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated.
Yeah, I actually saw it. So
yeah,
it sucked.
I unfortunately saw it too because I had to get on X and it wasn't censored.
It wasn't censored yet.
I was scrolling as fast as I could.
Yeah.
So I'm home by myself. I tune in. I'm watching a live stream with Nerdrotic Geeks and Gamers because it was just the first one that popped up. And okay, go right to that because I didn't want to scroll through and see it again or see anything else.
No.
And so it was this up and down of is he alive? Is he dead? Wife and daughter come home, and wife comes in and sits with me. So just watching all this, her sobbing next to me, and just in complete shock and dismay. And again, this is where you can start to spiral down. Like this, because it was horrible. It was an act of evil. The Lord's anointed was taken, and then it came through because there was that period of hope. He's stable but critical. There's a pulse. All the details are out now as to what had happened. It's because he was so young and healthy, but he was dead instantly.
Yeah, he was dead instantly. Frank Turek was there and told what he saw.
But in that moment we didn't know, and just the thought, we believe God saved Trump.
Yeah,
God could do it again. Save Charlie, and what a message that would be.
Right.
And so there's that glimmer of hope for a stranger that I don't know.
Right.
But then it's over. There's nothing more to see or do. And my wife is, so what do we do now? I was like, well, we just have to go on, just do life, and be a good example for our daughter. So I got up. It was a Wednesday, or I think
it was Wednesday.
Went out and cleaned the yard because that's what I do on Wednesdays. I clean up the dog poo.
Yeah,
and then made dinner and just hung out. There was that heaviness there, but you just so yes, responsibility for. Your Metron.
Your Metron.
Is that the word? The next thing was Charlie's sphere of influence. And it should be no mystery that we are both on the right.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not a Republican.
I'm a Jesus follower.
I'm not a Republican.
I'm not either. I vote right because they tend to line up with Jesus. But tend to.
But I think many of them are evil cowards.
Yes,
so,
agreed.
Not really interested in them.
Yeah.
But there are some good ones out there.
Sure.
Anyway, on the right, there's a lot of infighting. So you've got your Christians, you've got your conservatives, you've got your, I guess the left would just call them MAGites, like the hard Trump followers, and they don't all see eye to eye and everything. And there's a lot of infighting and calling of names or saying, oh, you support Israel,
right?
Or Israel is evil, or actually you're an idiot, and blah blah. blah.
Right? But it's a big tent.
They all loved Charlie.
Yeah,
every single one of them.
Yep. And
how?
Right. It goes back to the anointing.
Right. Like I have people all around me, mostly at work, agree on some things, disagree on other things. We all get along. We all like each other.
Yeah.
But I could never have that kind of. Whatever it was he had,
right? That
chutzpah,
yeah.
So, just it's just what I can't find the word. I don't want to say praise of his character.
It's honoring. It's respect. It's honor. It's acknowledgement. I mean, You're not lifting him up. You're acknowledging that he is lifted up. Like you're acknowledging you are speaking truth about what God has already done in him. Like it's like, oh, that's who you are.
But seeing these different personalities with influence on the right, saying everything forget it.
Right.
This is a war of good versus evil. We have seen the good and the evil very clearly this last week.
Yeah.
So if I had any kind of beef with you, it's over.
Right.
You are not the problem. I am not the problem.
Right.
And I hope that attitude continues. It can. History has shown us post 9/11. It can happen for a while, and then
Right,
you
then
go from
fall
never forgetting to electing an
electing
Islamist
Islamic
to
communist.
run your.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Good luck with that.
and then the last thing was I saw this thing. It was stupid, but it really made me think. And it was just it was no context memes, and it was like the pros and cons of renting, and then the pro was you saw him pouring like fat from a pan right down the drain. But that got me. But it's funny. It's funny. But that got me thinking about Charlie's message.
Right.
Because it's having a stake in the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of the disagreements that we're having is between Charlie knew the secret to happiness.
Yeah.
I know the secret to happiness. You get married, you have kids,
right.
You build something.
Yeah.
And it really is the difference. I think about before being a parent and before being married.
Yeah.
I've been 3 uniquely different people, all with the same personality aspects.
Right.
But different people.
Yeah.
And I only really count myself as me after being a parent.
Yeah.
And it changes you to the fiber of your being.
Yeah. I think you experience a level of joy as a married person, but then as a parent, you get a multitude increase in your joy, but then you're also invested in the future of the world.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. So you take a renter versus an owner, and then the owner knows I have to maintain this,
right?
Because if I don't make this $200 annual repair on my air conditioning or whatever service,
yeah.
Down the line,
I'm paying
$10,000 or $20,000 to get it fixed. A renter doesn't have to think about these things. They don't have a stake in the future of the property.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing play out in society now. I know there are many external factors like how expensive everything has become, how high the rates are,
how
much
expensive
debt there
everything is right now. Yeah.
We do. We're one of the last generations to be able to squeeze in, right? And I feel
and hopefully
really
we stay.
badly. Yes, but I feel really badly for the generations behind us because I see how hard it is.
It's obnoxious. Like, yeah, it's not a suck it up millennial, work harder. It's like, no, the cards got stacked against you all. Like,
it's fully acknowledge that, but it's the mindset of the owner versus the renter.
Yeah,
and we're seeing that play out on a societal level. Those of us that have kids that are invested in the future of this country, and then those that do not and are not.
Right, and those people are somehow serving on school boards.
And getting fired, thankfully for some of the disgusting things they were saying.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know how we don't fix that.
No, we work
that.
on our Metron.
Right. And that's all we can do. Not all of us are going to be anointed. We're not all going to be Charlie Kirks reaching tens of thousands of people every year or more. And having this huge cultural influence.
But if you just raise your kids well, you have done more for the good of the world than doing nothing. And you will influence others in ways you don't know, ways you don't see. I mean, we were talking about this a few months ago when Duck Dynasty's Phil Robertson passed. That just the reach of his message and how many people we lost 2 really great men of God this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can never know the full scope of your influence, so you have to live well.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do. You have bad days. You're grumpy. Someone pisses you off.
Someone gives you Ravens purple deck stain.
Yeah. Ugh. Or you're just flustered and people around you see it.
Yeah.
And it impacts them too. And yeah, it's hard, but you just do what you can and you try to start each day in the best possible way. But yeah, I guess my thought would be, if you're the renter.
Yeah.
Even though it's not yours, start thinking about that long term, that future, because we're all in this neighborhood together, guys. But it's true. It's true. We are, and I think that's a microcosm of what we're losing as a society. So you got about half of us who are invested and want for our kids what we had for ourselves, and that our parents had for them. Right. And we want it, but we want it better. We don't want just what we had. We want a better version of it. And then we got another half who just kind of want to see it burn.
Yeah, it feels that way.
It does. Or they've been brainwashed to think all things Christian, all things capitalist, all things colonialist, whatever, are all just bad. And forget forget the entire human history that we have
Right.
to explain and give context to everything.
Yes, that is how you create a Marxist revolution.
Yeah, and
They're always bloody.
they very much so, and there's still a lot coming out about the growing. I mean, it's not growing; it's here. The Marxist revolution is among us.
It is.
Among us and upon us, and it's frightening. It's disgusting.
Yep.
And all we can do is focus on our little sphere.
Yeah.
Pray for everyone. Pray for your enemies.
Yeah.
Pray that the alleged assassin, because I don't even know. It seems really convenient that he had all these texts that make it that he acted completely alone, unbeknownst to everyone around him. Like, OMG, please tell me you didn't do it. OMG, I totally did. You know, like, yeah.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Yeah, it's really, really convenient.
Yeah.
But whether he did it or not,
whether he was alone or not, which of course he wasn't alone.
You pray for your enemies.
Yeah.
You pray that God change their hearts, especially when they're going to be thrust into eternity.
Yeah, I hope that young man repents. I hope he finds Jesus. There's still consequences.
Yeah.
You don't get to assassinate someone and not suffer those consequences, but you can have your immortal soul saved.
It happened right there in the Bible with the two thieves on either side of Jesus. So
Yep.
Yeah, the example has been given.
It's never too late, but you still have consequences.
Yep.
I think we'll go ahead and wrap up our 90s pop culture comedy podcast.
Yeah, sorry guys.
We needed to do this. I mean, it sucks.
It does suck, and there may be a break. We're not sure. We're thinking about doing the live
format
version
with some segments, and then I got my trip coming is like 2.5, 3 weeks away, something like that. It's close.
Yeah, so
we'll see
the time that we have to put in post filming. Well, mostly you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one will be light on the edit.
There's really not much to edit at all, but there could be a little bit of a gap before we come back, and it's not us giving up. We're just reformatting, thinking
while life is happening.
Just life around is happening.
Yeah,
and heading into that busy holiday season. It'll be much easier if we can just do it live. Because then it's like an hour of our mornings on a Saturday.
Then record some segments one weekend a month, something.
Yeah, if we have the time, and if not, at least we're
getting
out there for you.
The people. The fans.
So thank you for bearing with us as we kind of rant and get a little heavy on what we aim for being lighthearted and goofy fun times with the Palmer brothers.
Yeah, we'll be fun again.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel fun. It's just these things happen.
And they not that anyone needed us to add to the conversation, but we wanted to talk to each other about it.
We felt we couldn't proceed on the internet without making it clear where we stood.
Yep, especially in this time. If he can take a bullet for what he believes, we can put an hour of content up about what we believe.
Yep. So. Cool. Well, thank you guys. Hopefully we'll see you in a couple of weeks, maybe a little longer, depending on how this all works out.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think you're packing that camera and that mic up with you and taking it home so we can do some testing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fun time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, back to it then.
Oh, yeah. Check out the Chit Show.
Yeah, check it out.
All right. Peace out.
Chit it out.
Well, back to it then.
Back to it.